This is your newsroom midday brief for Tuesday, August 12, 2025. Good afternoon. And as the election campaign season heats up, the political parties are on the move, but not without some unexpected turns and sharp exchanges. We start in Georgetown, where the opposition's campaign trail took them to Bourda on Monday night for what is usually one of their signature political stomping grounds, the Bam Bam Alley meeting. But this time, opposition leader Aubrey Norton did not give a presentation. The smaller than usual crowd instead heard from young APNU candidates who were left to carry the message and defend the party's track record without their leader's presence. At the corner of Orange Walk and Charlotte Street in Bourda, officially Sweet Point, but better known in political circles as Bam Bam Alley, the absence of Aubrey Norton was impossible to ignore. This is where he's built a reputation for direct on-the-street political engagement. But Monday night, neither he nor many of his regular supporters were there. Instead, a panel of younger APNU hopefuls took the stage, defending the coalition's record in office from 2015 to 2020 and outlining campaign promises. They insisted the party's perceived failures were not due to poor leadership but the absence of oil revenues during their time in government. Businessman and gospel artist CANU Andrews led with figures, attacking what he called cost overruns on major projects and arguing that APNU could move Guyanese from poverty to prosperity through better financial discipline, though details on how remained unclear.
And so you do your comparison. You look at, let me show you, because my mother had a saying that she always say to me, she says, CANU, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. And my grandmother used to say, willful waste brings. So if we continue to waste our resources, it's only a time before we end up like Venezuela and we are woefully wanting the same resources that we waste. And so the choice is simple. Aubrey Compton Norton is a man who grew up in poverty, came through poverty, elevated himself, and has established himself in the political realm and in the middle class. And so his experience alone allows him to have a better understanding of the plight of the ordinary man. And so he's better positioned to articulate and formulate plans and policies that can take people who are poor, young people who need a brace, and take them from the gutter to the middle class.
Youth candidate Eden Corbin promised initiatives for students and creatives, including a proposed $50,000 monthly stipend for tertiary students, protection of intellectual property, and new opportunities for young entrepreneurs.
We are in 2025. We are in a society which they have dubbed the technological age. But every young person is still being forced to go through traditional education. While you have people in America, youths as young as 16, making millions of US dollars per month, posting on YouTube, posting on TikTok, posting on Facebook. We plan to take that into our own hands as an APNU government. And we will ensure that whether you want to go to school or whether you want to pick up a camera, you're going to get money in your pocket.
Chair of the Guyana Youth and Student Movement, Kibwe Copeland, focused on restoring dignity to public servants, vowing merit-based promotions, housing support, and better working conditions.
As a council, the mayor see the council. Say that under the APNU, we've restored local democracy. Under the APNU, we've restored local elections in this country. Before then, the municipalities run until they can't run. IDCs were put in place, IMCs were put in place to manage the affairs of the people on the ground. Under APNU government, we put back the power in the hands of the people. We have seen that when the rain smiles, Georgetown is flood. We have seen contracts give out to friends, family, and favorites. We have seen the misuse of our resources, our taxpayers' dollars. We've seen play fields full up with grass and cut tomorrow. No plan put in place. A full disregard for the local authority.
And the young activist Rivaldo Berbal delivered the night's most fiery pitch, pledging to raise the minimum wage to $200,000, increase income tax threshold to $400,000, and put oil revenues into the pockets of the common man.
Comrades, tonight I've come to tell you, help is on the way and better is here. For on the 1st of September, we will be voting APNU. And in that process, we will be electing a man who is clean, a man who is green, and a man who has 50 years of service to this country in the political arena. He has no baggage or blemish.
But with the coalition still dogged by its 2020 election controversy, its strategy for the campaign appears to rest on fresh faces. For the newsroom, Kurt Campbell. From the campaign stage to the healthcare front, President Dr. Irfan Ali on Monday reaffirmed his government's commitment to nurses and other medical workers, announcing that the final phase of salary adjustments will be implemented before the year's end. Speaking directly to healthcare staff, the president reminded them that the first phase, which included changes to salary scales alongside earlier increases, has already been completed. That adjustment, announced in December 2022 and implemented from January 1st, 2023, benefited more than 5,000 doctors, nurses, and allied health professionals, boosting disposable income by over $1.5 billion annually.
And to our nurses and medical workers, we worked with you on adjusting your salaries in the first phase, adjusting your scales outside of the increases that you would have had. And I said to you then that that was the first phase of adjustment. That is why we are now looking at the new structure with the increases that we have given in addition to the adjustment. And before the end of this year, the final phase of adjustment will be made to our nurses and other medical workers so that you can not only have better salaries, better welfare, better conditions of work. And you know, when we say we will do it, it will be done. Just ask our police officers. Just ask our police. So we are looking at a comprehensive strategy for the development of our healthcare system.
Meanwhile, the Because We Care school cash grant has once again become a political flashpoint. For the second time in less than a year, the opposition has signaled it would impose SAP conditions on the grant's distribution if elected, a policy they scrapped entirely during their 2025 to 2020 term in office. On Sunday in Linden, APNU leader and presidential candidate Aubrey Norton suggested restrictions to prevent the grants being spent on things like hair and nails, a position he first floated earlier this year when he proposed linking the benefit to student attendance. That stance drew swift pushback from Education Minister Priya Manikchand and condemnation from parents, with President Ali labeling the idea barefaced crookery, pointing out that the grant was removed under the opposition's watch and reinstated by the PPPC in 2020 at $15,000, now raised to $55,000. The debate was further inflamed last year when AFC's David Patterson made similar comments about cash transfers, sparking public outrage. The PPPC is promising to increase the grant further if re-elected, though the exact figure is not yet revealed. Guyanese head to the polls on September 1st. And finally, turning to crime, a major narcotics bust on the east bank of Essequibo. Ranks of the Customs Anti-Narcotic Unit CANU intercepted a motor car at Parika on Monday and discovered several parcels of cocaine. A subsequent search at the suspect's home uncovered more cocaine, a pistol and 14 rounds of .22 ammunition. In total, the cocaine weighed just over 9 kilograms. 4 suspects were taken into custody, along with the drugs and firearm as investigations continue. That's your midday brief. Stay with us for updates as the campaign trail, policy battles, and crime investigations continue to unfold.